Winning on an individual accounting level is somewhat straightforward, yet can be unquestionably hard. We decided to make a video for the 5 principles of personal finance. Here we go. Number 5. Work for what's important to you. The most remarkable abundance building device on any one individual has is their pay, which is generally produced by some sort of work, or administration, or pioneering job. Adequately straightforward, isn't that so? Then again, a large number of individuals in America work alone at occupations that they detest or even disdain, and this colossally affects their psychological and actual prosperity, which immensely affects joy, satisfaction, and inspiration. The primary rule to discuss then, at that point, is a guideline of tackling a job that is important to you. Satisfying work that uses your abilities, and that one is profoundly energetic about. That crossing point of abilities and energies is known as a perfect balance, as frequently alluded to Ken Coleman, host of the Ken Coleman Show and creator of Proximity Principle, assisting individual with looking for some kind of employment that is especially important to them and Ken's whole mission. So, I strongly suggest looking at his web recording on the off chance that you battle with this idea of looking for some kind of employment that makes a difference to you. Being content in work that is important to you is the primary rule on the rundown, because without capacity to be locked in, content, and satisfied by your work, it is hard to be happy with the actual pay. To extend your pay and to live on the shores of what you make, the other significant piece of tackling a job you care about is that it has an outstanding potential to build your drive or inspiration, and surprisingly outside of work. You'll see that you need to enhance your group and organization, that you feel great when it comes to taking care of your issues. Looking for some kind of employment you care about isn't just with being regards to hopping, leaving your place of employment in some kind of way, or another arrival in another vocation that you believe is better. When you sort out what your abilities and gifts are and match them with your interests, you can begin sorting out what sort of positions match that portrayal and where they are. You might require some more schooling, you might require some insights. You'll very likely have to cultivate and foster associations with individuals who are, as of now, that field and gain from them. Number 4. Financial plan consistently each dollar. On the off chance that you've been looked for some kind of employment that you truly care about, or regardless of whether you haven't, you're likely making some sort of cash to take care of yourself to support your way of life. Notwithstanding, 70 to 80% of individuals don't do an individual financial plan each month. Incidentally, a comparable number of individuals in the US live to check. Nobody becomes well off without an arrangement. On the off chance that you've got into some sort of waterway without the aim of intersecting it and an arrangement to do as such, the most probable result will be that you'd buy a buoy down the stream and never arrive at the opposite side. A spending plan is most fundamentally individual momentarily arrangements that you can make, and it very well may be made as basically similar as a pencil with some paper, or a dominant accounting page, or an extravagant application like every dollar. Dispose of each undertone you have with planning. It shouldn't be something restricting or to keep you down or to keep your wedded life hopeless. It should be a family arrangements for the distribute of your pay. All the more basically, go through all your cash for the straight of the month, not in a real sense. However, choose what you'll spend it on. Making spending will want to get a raise, since when you choose where to spend all of your dollars, you'll see the appreciation drain or arbitrary consumptions have been eating a greater amount of your cash than you would have speculated. The check goes significantly further if every one of those dollars is transformed into an officer and walked to the tune of your will. Number 3. Deal with your lifestyle. There are different books that discuss this rule of the way of life and the impact of the life has on the trouble of overseeing it. In The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley and William Danko, and Everyday Millionaires by Chris Hogan, the creators talk in considerable amounts regarding how the trouble of overseeing culture assumptions. For example, keeping a way of life that addresses abundance to peers causes many individuals to exaggerate undeniable less abundance than they can make. A fruitful way of on board comes from an assortment of things, yet conspicuously, it comes from being content. Frequently, individuals are attempting to get away from the fatigue, stress, tension, or basically the reality of their 9 to 5 or whatever work they have that isn't in their perfect balance. And to do that, they buy costly vehicles, objects, trips, and so on. We as a whole know somebody purchased a costly vehicle that they couldn't manage or utilize. Visas go on excursion just to get back to standard anxieties of life and the pressure of getaway obligations. But then, if somebody is happy with their pay and work, they will undeniably be more substantial and will be considerably less prone to make buys that they can't manage. Truth be told, they'll be significantly more inclined to live beneath their means and to fabricate phenomenal abundance. One of the astounding measurements that Chris Hogan found in the examination for everyday millionaires has the rundown of callings that produce the most tycoons. The best, not many, that ring a bell may be specialists, attorneys, real estate, and so forth. However, educators were fourth on the rundown. Educators who are notoriously short and overlooked are the fourth most normal experts who amass resources equivalent to or more prominent than $1 million. The running hypothesis is that they're ready to do this, since they are happy with their positions and are satisfied by instructing others. And given that they can live underneath their compensation, financial plan, contribute, and resign moguls, satisfaction and appreciation are incredible in all parts of life, and certainly worth more than the discipline to rehearse them. Number 2, get freed and avoid obligation. Everything is in the name. The quickest method to construct abundance is to escape obligation. A few groups will disclose to you that taking care of your obligation isn't comparable to contributing, or that having an obligation works better numerically. However, it's just false. Nobody has at any point gotten richer by utilizing MasterCards, getting carrier focuses, getting cash back, running a shortage. The obligation is a destroyer of riches. It annihilates abundance itself as well as the capacity to assemble abundance. The other options, however, it might suggest a flavor like hack syrup, is to just put something aside for the things that you need and to buy them. Buying a house is somewhat unique. Saving works. However, for a home, the overall rule is to go for a 20% down payment, which will stay away from PMI or private home loan protection, which is the only protection for the bank against the likelihood that you will not have the option to pay your home loan. Vehicles, schools, relaxes, any customary cost. Everything should be possible without obligation, and truth be told, should be possible with less pressure without obligation. The interest you procure is a reward. The interest you suffer is a consequence. Number 1, contribute to your retirement. The last standard is discussed as contributing. After you're free and clear financially, you'll need to begin getting ready for your retirement and other long-haul momentary objectives. These drawn-out objectives are valuable natural products that individuals' accounting are designed for. On the options that you follow up on these standards, you are in a real sense change your family for eternity. You can make another heritage, one of the abundance and achievements that begins with you. Yet, you need to get ready for it. These things are conceivable inside a forward-looking, long-haul, momentary arrangement. The rule for contributing is about 15% of your yearly pay, which, whenever increased by numerous periods of one's profession, can amount to a lot of abundances that can be appreciated and imparted to friends and family in your retirement. By and large, the two sorts of speculation are stocks and bonds. Securities are measures of cash given to the public authority or an organization that have a predetermined pace of return and that are unapproachable for any given measure of time. Purchasing security resembles making an organization or the public authority underwater to you. You loan them cash and they repay you, so up in the air of pace of interest. Tragically, the interest rates you procure from securities are a whole lot lower than interest rates you would pay yourself. By and large, security rates will associate with 2 to 3% above expansion. So that is it for today's video. Thank you all for sticking till the very end. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys found this video interesting, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.